Welcome to Candid Connections live podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Tiffany.
I'm your other host, Janelle Lene.
And I'm your host, Danielle Lachey.
And I'm C. Wade, giving you that male perspective.
And I'm Billy Ray, part of the 5-5, and we back at y'all with another one.
But before we get started, I'd like to put out a disclaimer. We are not certified relationship experts. We're just a group of friends and like to talk about relationships and life. So let's get candid.
We do like to hear your perspective as well, so please jump in the chat.
Okay, so before we get started, I just want to take a moment and just, enjoy our Candid Connection studio. Y'all see what we doing? So today's topic. Y'all ready for this?
Of course we're ready. We've been ready.
This is a strong one. Today's topic is emotional neglect worse than cheating?
Oh, that's the topic tonight?
That's the topic. What are your thoughts?
Emotional neglect. Is that worse than cheating?
Can we elaborate on the meaning of emotional neglect? You're not being fed emotionally. Basically, if you're in a household with someone, you're not being seen, you're not being heard, no attention, no affection, no time.
Okay.
You just alone. You know how people be like they married, but they alone, they single, feel like they single?
I think in all of our conversations, we talk about double standards. And I think even in this conversation, there is somewhat of a double standard in this scenario. I believe, it's for a woman, it's in their nature to be nurturing and emotional. So if they are not emotional, giving that emotional security to their spouse, then yes, it's definitely cheating, especially if you're giving it to somewhere else. That's when we can kind of get into is having a work husband cheating because you're giving him all that emotional attention versus giving it to the person that you're with. Now, I say it's a double standard because if a man is doing it now, maybe you need to teach him or tell him that he's not giving that emotional support that he should, because men are not going to always give you that emotional support as needed. They're going to be more logical than anything.
Well, you say that, but men should give their woman time and attention and affection, right?
Definitely.
That's all been a part of the relationship. So if she's not getting that, then that's emotional neglect.
So again, with men, you have to guide them in with that to let them know.
But she's not receiving.
How's she telling me? Why you say it like that?
Oh,
How did she say it? I mean,
sure, she came to that man a couple of times, me like, "Hey, baby, I'm not getting enough of your time. You're not spending time. You're not being consistent. You're not doing this." Sure, she just said that in different areas, in different stages. I'm sure she done made that clear to him. But is he listening? Is the question.
And emotional neglect is over time to me. It's not like it's like with cheating, that's like acute pain. It's immediate. Emotional neglect is more so like that's that slow damage where like Janelle said, you're constantly feeling like you're not being heard or you're not your husband, I'd say whoever is not listening. And it just gets to the point where over time it gets worse, where cheating is immediate. So I think that the difference is, or what the question was, what's worse? I honestly think emotional neglect might be worse.
I
than
agree.
cheating.
Because you're in a relationship, but you're alone in that relationship. Versus is cheating is with someone else. But if you're in a relationship with this person and they're not noticing you, then that can take a toll on you and your emotional and mental. So I feel like it's definitely worse than cheating.
And it's hard to explain emotional neglect. Like with cheating, you know exactly what the problem is. But with emotional neglect, it's just that they ain't really do nothing at all.
And I've been
Whereas
there.
with cheating, right. Whereas with cheating, there's an immediate issue. And if two people want to work on it, they can and be honest about Did you say you've been there?
No.
But you ain't something. It's
That's not my business.
You're not being
to do something on you, sorry.
So I will say if you're not, I feel like if this emotional relationship is just basically over because you're not getting what you need. So what is it to continue to be there if you've been neglected of all your needs? So the relationship is basically
So you agree that emotional neglect neglect is worse than cheating.
Absolutely.
Does that go both ways? Are you saying it from a woman's perspective that emotional neglect from a man?
Well, we can't talk from a man's
What?
perspective.
So, what's your opinion? What's your opinion on the vice versa?
Well, I feel like it's the same if the woman is not giving her what he needs emotionally, then it's the same. It's
Yeah,
all
because
about your emotion.
initially it almost sounded like you guys wanted to make this a guy or
No.
lady thing, but at the very beginning, I'm just saying it doesn't have to do with gender at
No.
all. By definition, emotional neglect can be categorized as a consistency in failing to validate, nurture someone's emotional needs. And so, with the question that we have tonight, it's not even really a comparison because this happens consistently over a long period of time, whereas an episode of cheating is a single moment, right?
Right.
And so, I mean, I know it's a topic that we're talking about tonight, but for sure, emotional neglect is well above, I guess, an episode of infidelity.
So then you would agree that emotional neglect is worse than cheating.
10 times worse.
Carl?
I think it's worse. I think it starts. I mean, a lot of time it starts with the emotional neglect, and it turns into that. So that's the catalyst for it. So it's definitely worse. It gets them to cheating.
I agree because you're not getting your needs, like we said in the other discussion, your needs not being met. So that can also be to cheating because your needs are not getting met.
So that goes with part of the man's responsibility. We talk about providing safety and security. That's safety is also emotional safety. People always talk about the physical part of it, but they need to. And again, sometimes men just don't know. We struggle in that, and we need to be guided in. And some of y'all just kind of rough with stuff. Let us ease us in.
Not as nurturing as they might say they are.
Okay,
No, it's the constantly, I'm sorry, gay now. It's the constantly saying this is what I need from you, and then you're not picking up on that. That's where the issue comes in. That's where the emotional neglect comes in if we're constantly saying it.
Well, if you're constantly saying it, then you're probably doing it in a way or at a time that it's not going to be heard. What's turning into nagging?
if the woman is expressing herself, that's negative.
No, I didn't say that. I said if it was constantly and it hasn't, and it's again for most cases, if it hasn't been heard, the communication hasn't been brought the attention to light in a proper manner to be handled.
I think
Okay,
what
so-
Carl is saying is effective communication of the unmet need. So if the unmet need is communicated in a way that the significant other has to put themselves in a defensive posturing, then they're not going to be able to receive it. So no matter how many times you say it, whether it be guy or girl, if it's in a way that can't be received, then it's going to look like either a nag or just an unmet need.
the proper way for y'all to receive it.
I think that the proper way to, and I'm not saying y'all, I'm saying both of us, men and women, is the proper way to receive it is to take the time to understand the most effective way to communicate to your significant other. And so as you're learning them, particularly like love languages, right? So if you meet them somewhere where you understand them better, communicate that way versus in the way that you want to say it.
Okay. So I have a question. So with emotional neglect, do you feel that that can take a toll on your partner as far as maybe they're making them insecure or, them value their self-worth and those of that nature?
Absolutely. We're talking about consistent actions, right? So if we consistently put $1 in a nest egg, the nest egg is going to be a lot bigger in about 3 months, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so in the same way, if you consistently don't meet a need, it's going to have the same compounded effect.
Say that one more time.
Is this thing on? I said a compounded unmet need is going to build and get bigger over time.
Okay, I thought maybe you said a little more than that, but maybe that's all you
We're
said.
talking about the nest egg?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. We're just saying it in comparison, they look the same.
Oh, okay.
One's going to get bigger if you constantly put into it every day for 90 days. 90 days is going to be much bigger than what it was today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but that's a good thing. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. We're talking about right now. Let me reel you back in. We're talking about emotional neglect. A woman, I'll just say from a woman's perspective, is constantly saying, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that, I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. And it it's not being perceived. Every day it's the same thing. It's not being perceived. And she's constantly telling you.
Is the delivery the same every day?
Well, it might get a little harsh after day 30.
I feel like in the beginning, the delivery probably isn't bad if she's communicating. Most times, I would say from a woman's perspective, if they're coming to you and discussing
I'm listening.
their feelings, I feel like the first time it's just gonna be a conversation and telling them maybe, hey, I feel like I'm not getting this, I'm not getting that. Now, going down the line, if you're prolonged, I can see like the woman being, a little feisty or saying like that because she's feeling like she's not been heard after, and you're not, listening to her after so long.
Mhm.
Okay, what?
I'm kind of, because women always address the issue when it's the issue, and that works people's nerves, men's nerves. Like we have to have effective communication. Like you said, the first time we make it known. The first time, make it known.
But if there's no change, then what?
Well, there's not going to be change after the first time. The first time, you're just making it known.
When should she repeat herself?
I'm going to let you know. Listen up. Listen up. Listen up.
Take notes.
Listen up. So after that first time, you've addressed it. Wait, right? And then set a time to talk about it again. When the issue is not happening, set a time, set a moment where he's not working. The attention is not on TV, basketball, food. Well, if it's over dinner, that's probably good. Maybe it's a car ride. Set that time to talk about it when that issue isn't a problem, so it can be better solved. And when you're addressing it, it's not happening, and it can really get a clear solution.
But technically, it's still happening.
And if you're saying set the time when the issue is a problem, what she's saying is it's a problem. It's a problem.
first time.
So it's not like set a time until when the issue is not a problem. She's telling you it's a problem. So it's not a moment when it's not a problem.
It's a continuing problem that's not being solved.
So, we just said it was the first time we've addressed it.
Yeah, and then you said wait.
Wait, and then and then you set a time to talk about it.
But I have to set a time to talk about it. Why can't it, when the problem is addressed, fix it? Why do we have to wait and then come back a week later or whatever the case may be?
Because no problem gets fixed after
I'm
one
saying
communication.
If I'm saying I feel emotionally neglected because you're not doing XYZ, you can't just do XYZ?
You guys feel that that's realistic?
Yes.
Yes,
So
if
I
I'm
say-
telling you I have an issue, then you can't just be like, okay, well, let me correct this issue right now.
Right.
You don't want to
Right.
correct issues that men do right now. Why can't you give us the grace period?
Yes, it's due.
It's 2 a.m. I got an issue.
Don't breathe so heavy.
Oh, we
Let's get to-
breathing. We breathing now. Let's get candid.
Look, Danielle a moment ago.
Can we get a break? Can we get time to figure it out? We giving you time, or we're forced.
you time.
But nobody's waking you up for you're saying 2 a.m, so you want to wake me up for an issue. I'm telling you that I feel
That same way I'm waking you up at 2 a.m. It can be 8, 9, 10, 3, 4, 6. If you bring that issue to me at any time, it's the same issue as I'm bringing to you at 2 a.m. Since we like to count.
I mean, listen. A moment ago, Ganelle said when you all bring an issue in the perspective, right? I want to just kind of paint a picture. So I want to take maybe an apple. And I want to say that on one side of the apple, worms have ate through the apple and it looks disgusting. But I want to say on the other side of the apple looks polished and it looks amazing. Which one is the apple? Is it amazing or is it disgusting?
it's disgusting.
It's both.
Depending on what?
The person.
The
Depends
view.
on depend on the perspective. It
Yeah.
depends on the perspective. Because if I'm looking at the apple from this side and I don't see where the worms have ate through it, it looks good to me. So when you all bring an issue, let's say, hey, there's worms in this apple. What I'm saying is it takes time for someone to get around to see the perspective that you're talking about. That takes time. So you can't just say, bring an issue and fix it. The person has to have the time to digest, hopefully not the apple. They have to have time to digest what your perspective sees, because if you're giving it to someone, that means that they don't see it as the same thing. So that's what I mean by time. So if you have an issue, give them time to come around to see it from your perspective. So now, as time goes on, if there's no change, then you have to bring it back up. And maybe in a time where it's not inflammatory, I think is what Carl was saying. Because when you bring something when it's inflammatory, people have an emotional response. If you bring something when they're in a place of peace, then they can probably better digest, not the apple, what the issue is.
And what's worse than finding a worm in your apple? Finding a
Not. But not listening could be something as simple as put the toilet seat down, because when I go in the bathroom at 2:00 in the morning and sit down, now I'm sitting on a cold toilet seat. So you need time to digest that. Just put the toilet seat down.
Absolutely. That's a habit.
Seriously?
It's a habit.
Okay.
You talk about a
Give
habit.
it a game.
Even with you guys, it's a habit. You don't just break a habit. If your whole life you've not put the toilet seat down because you said it, that person is automatically supposed to get it. A gentle reminder won't hurt. And if they care about you, they don't mind putting the seat down, but it's a habit.
How many times should you remind or bring up the
I
conversation?
mean, if this is your partner, it's forever. So how long does it need?
But at what time will it be corrected?
What?
If you want me to do statistics, I can tell you how long it takes to break a habit. 61 days with conscious effort. So
Is that like a drinking habit, or is that just like
That's
you were
habits-
just trying to put
that's
a
just
toilet
habit-
seat
It's-
down?
You
It's
have to be
habits in general.
intentional.
You got to be intentional for 61 consecutive days. There is no immediate fix. And that's science. That has nothing to do with anything other than the discussion about a habit. If you want to correct a habit, it takes time. You're not gonna
There's no immediate fix, but there's also room for them to correct it as they go
growth.
along.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
And
I'm with you
they
on growth.
have to grow. They can't be nagged for 61 days to do it.
Hold on. Is this thing on? Say that one more time.
We're not nagging
They
for
have to
61
grow.
days.
They have to want to do it. You have to give them the
grace.
grace. You have to give them the inspiration. I mean, you give them the concern.
No, but understand though, eventually though, women stop talking. There's no more communication. Now we got a whole nother
And
problem.
then what happened?
Because of the
Now
emotion.
we got a whole nother
And
problem.
then what happened?
They just leave
Done.
because of the emotional neglect.
If you see progress, you guys are okay, right? If you see progress?
Yeah.
Okay, so progress isn't immediate.
This tea starts more conversations than my actual personality. Seriously, I've had 3 strangers ask about it in 1 week. It's the Candid Connection signature tea from Candid Connections, and the branding just hits different. Super soft, comfortable all day, and it pairs with literally everything. Jeans, joggers, a jacket. One tea, endless looks. If you want a piece that speaks before you do, this is it. Shop Candid Connections and grab yours now.
Progress is progress.
And
That's all I'm saying. I'm just speaking to the
But
immediate.
it should take 61 days.
No.
I mean, that's just habits. That's just habits.
How long should it take, Janelle? I'm curious. I'm curious.
It shouldn't take 61 days. In my theory, I'm thinking if I told you this, then you know how I'm feeling. So it should be up to you.
Why can't that be taken into
Intentional.
consideration immediately?
So
All right.
It's something that you're working on, not
Let
2
me-
weeks and 3 weeks. to
Here's
pass and
here's
you
a
still not-
here's a communication thing right now. We're communicating to you the definition of a habit. So I'm gonna read. It says habit formation typically takes an average of 66 days. So now are you all intentionally choosing not to listen to what's being said when we say this is a science-backed data point? Or are you saying, oh, okay, well, I didn't know that. Maybe I should take that into consideration when I'm wanting my significant other to have an expressive behavioral change.
they're putting their potential on someone. They're putting their potential on their man when they should just let him develop his own potential. Let him handle it.
Okay, so we have a comment. Can they just look where they're sitting? I mean, I guess that's meaning, can women just look where they're sitting before they sit down?
So if you're
Yeah.
if you're
No.
going to the restroom, pay attention. Maybe is what this is.
If I'm just going into the restroom and it's 2:00 in the morning and
Right,
and probably it's cold, I'm just running in there to
Carl,
use the
you know why they're just running in there to do that?
Mm.
Because it's a habit. Interesting that you couldn't change that habit that fast. You just proved my point. So if the problem was the seat wasn't let down, you're saying based on your habit, it's difficult for you to change just like that.
I mean, I guess in my world, the seat should just be down. Now that's just my world.
Even with that, y'all been talking this about y'all. Women always talk about what y'all basically won't do for men. You won't change yourself for the man, but you want us to change automatically. You won't even give us 61 days, Janelle.
Not even. How many days did you say?
I didn't say no days. I didn't say 61 though.
Your
That's pretty
expectation-
excessive.
your
That's pretty
expectation for us
excessive.
No, all we're saying is, like, say for instance, if we say we're not spending enough time, I think from my perspective, I would just want the person to be intentional about spending time with me and, doing stuff. Like I will be intentional with my partner. Now I understand like the habit. I get a habit, but if you're being, you take that a mental note and be like, okay, I heard you. Let me figure out how I can break the habit and, meet my partner's needs.
And I'm saying that you have legitimate concerns. I want to make sure that you execute in a way that your concerns are met and that you're not getting beat with it not happening.
Why do y'all always want to table it and talk about it later? Because you're like, let's come back to it. Why does it always like when there's an issue? Why do we have to come back to it later? You guys like always want to table it, and that feels a little shut down.
It gets greater later.
Oh, does it really? Does it?
How?
We got
Does it?
time.
To think about what you're gonna
We got
say. Or,
see. It seems like y'all on a time limit or something in these relationships. And if you just said I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move. Why y'all on a time limit
We
in these
didn't say
relationships?
No, it's
it's
not.
after a while. Like you're not gonna stay in that position forever. If your needs not getting met, you're not gonna stay there forever, especially after you done address your concerns. Like how long are the person stay
61
in the
days.
No,
61
it's got to be
days.
61 days of them being active.
You have to be willing, like he's willing to change. You have to be willing to let him change. If that's
And are
what
you
you want,
saying how long
if
should
that's
that?
what
How
you
long
want,
should
if
you be
that's
willing?
Yes, because I feel like if a person wants to change, like I get growth and maturity, but at some point in time, you're gonna be left behind if you're not catching up to me where I'm at and what I need and what I want.
it sounds like it's turning into something else.
No, what I'm saying is, so if you're in a relationship and you say your woman is not doing this, or whatever, not meeting your emotional needs, are you gonna stay in that situation forever, or are you just gonna get up and leave?
Yeah. When do you decide that
Or
you're
you gonna
sick and
start to
tired of
cheat?
being sick and tired?
Right. I think you have to make some efforts. You have
Yeah.
to make some conscious efforts. And once you see the efforts are not met, especially after you done did your part. But here's the thing, you have to listen to the other person too to figure out what's going on to see if you will. Here's the thing, women always want men to do something and that man probably wants you to do something too. You have to be willing to do that too. At the same
I
time,
agree.
we have to be able to do this together
Agree.
to
We're not
grow.
disagreeing with that. We're not disagreeing with that.
But we're just saying when is enough enough? Like,
Right. That's the question.
you can't stay in a situation where your needs are not being met for too
Enough
long.
enough is enough when that emotional cheating turn into cheating.
But who said
but
it
why
gotta
got turned to cheating?
That's when it's enough.
No, you
Once
don't
they
start
start
cheating.
How is that fixing anything?
You said that's when you run it out. You're done.
You can just leave
No,
the
we don't cheat
relationship.
though. That's I'm not,
Right.
that doesn't mean that that you're cheating. It's like when a woman shuts down and stops talking, she's done. That
It's
doesn't mean
over.
she's cheating. It means we're done. We're personally done.
So I'm also piggybacking off our last episode of what you guys said. Do y'all need to?
What do we say? What we say?
That when you're not, you eventually leave and you will be with somebody else. And we talked about still being in the home using his resources because
Well, that's
What
not
does this got to
okay.
do with-
That's not okay.
because it was the emotional security first that left that she left. You said women what women
We was just giving examples.
leave first emotionally.
We stand on
This
that.
was the
We
last
stand on
episode.
that.
Y'all watched the last episode.
We do. And standing on that. Women do leave emotionally first.
And then you start cheating.
No, we don't cheat.
That was
Just
the
leave y'all
conversation.
alone.
Women don't. No.
That was the conversation. Why do women cheat?
Well,
We
said
women
women don't cheat. We leave.
Candy Connections. on YouTube now. Check it out. Let me know if I'm crazy or not.
Did we not say that? We leave.
We leave. Once a woman is done, you're not getting no conversation. You're not getting no access. You're not even getting none of her. She's gone.
But we talked about, yes, you're emotionally gone, but you're physically in the house, taking up the
Still getting the
resources.
resources.
You are seeing someone else. We talked about that because it was the episode of Why Do Women Cheat? Women don't.
I don't know why they showing out today. It must be the studio. They're like, we just leave. And we just had a whole conversation about why women cheat. Because if that was the case, they would just say, oh, we don't cheat, we just leave. That would have been, we'd have been done in 7
I
minutes.
thought we said that was the beginning of that conversation is we don't cheat, we leave.
We was just giving examples of possible reasons why.
Of why what?
Why they
Why
might
they
stay. They might be in a financial situation. They might
So
be.
that's not leaving. That's just cheating, right?
What?
Turn her headphones up. It's what?
She might get. She might still be there because she's preparing to move.
Correct.
She got to get all her. No, she's not cheating. She's done with him.
She's there in the house with that man.
That doesn't necessarily mean she's messing with somebody else.
I'm saying if she is.
Well, that's a whole other story.
That's not the other story.
It is. That's a whole other topic.
All right, let me ask the question this way: do women cheat or not?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
Very good answer. I think they had a meeting before the call.
Wait.
Are there any ladies in the comment who want to keep it real? Because they tried us like that. It was like, is any women in the comment who want to be honest and say it is?
No.
Can they though? Anybody in the comments? The women cheat.
So we can speak for the women when we say no, women do not cheat. When women feel emotionally neglected, we get tired, and we've had all the conversation we're going to have. We get tired of talking. We just stop talking. We pack up. We make a plan, and we're out of there.
Hey, Carl, what's a work husband?
I don't know what that is.
Right.
I don't know what that is either.
You said, hey, Carl. Hey, Carl.
Oh, okay.
What's a work husband?
A woman goes to work and they have a friend that, they giggle and may eat lunch with and stay talked to and just really close at work.
Emotionally connected, maybe?
Emotionally connected. Maybe telling a little business about the house and be like,
I don't know one who has a work husband. You know somebody got a work husband?
I'm an HR manager. Everybody runs from me.
I wonder why they're running from her. If they're running from her, it must be for a reason. Good, very good.
giving it.
You what, girl? What you say?
No, just giving that emotional
Access.
But I mean that can be flipped too. There's such thing as
She
a work.
she want to go to work.
Women, boy, y'all keep y'all head on our necks. Let's talk about work wives.
It's a thing. You see how we're being transparent and honest? When y'all went, women don't cheat, I got confused.
So do men cheat?
Absolutely. We definitely
Do black men cheat?
Immediately. Yeah.
Black men
Well,
definitely cheat.
more than anything.
I told you, real men don't.
Real
cheat.
men don't cheat, but we had a whole episode on that. We told you.
Real women don't cheat either.
That's much better.
Do men feel emotionally neglected?
Absolutely.
And what do they do about that? How do they communicate that?
They probably don't communicate effectively.
Well, then how is a woman supposed to know you feel emotionally neglected if you're not communicating?
They won't nag. They'll just say, I want access and y'all go to sleep. And that's the answer.
What
So how is a woman supposed to know?
Because they didn't fix it immediately.
I can't fix anything I don't know about.
He's definitely
I at
said
least
something.
gotta know.
He's definitely said something.
And if it's important to me, if you are important to me, no matter what it is, I'm going to go out of my way to fix it.
That's exactly how he feels. And then when the person does not go out of their way.
But
that's
how is he
not fixed.
communicating? If you
Right.
say he's not saying anything, because we women, you got to be specific and direct. Like, don't beat around. If your needs are not getting met, if you need this, be specific. Say, I'm not getting this. Like we will say, we're not getting this. We're going to be detailed.
Okay, got you. So you're saying men don't communicate that way?
You just said that.
You said that. You said they don't communicate.
You said they don't say anything.
Nag. I said he doesn't. He'll say it. You're gonna know, but he's not gonna keep
But
going.
at first, he said they won't tell you.
That's what you said.
He's not gonna tell you over and over. Clip that. Make sure you cut.
Now, it's over.
What, Carl? What, Carl?
You know what that man wanted to in the morning.
Is that what else? Is there something else besides that?
That is the status quo right now because it defines everything else in that relationship. I mean, not per se, but I'm just saying that in general. But let's just say anything in that category. A man wants anything, like I said, at any time of day, just let's just talk about emotional safety and security, and he don't get it immediately. He's waiting. He's waiting for it.
Okay, so let me flip the script. So what if the woman's not giving him access because she's not emotionally connected or getting her emotional needs met?
She was talking to you.
Say it again.
What if that woman is not giving that man access because he's not meeting her emotional needs?
That means that communication was a failure there, and it was that, and now it's causing more problems in their relationship.
So that's when a conversation should be had amongst the both of them.
But y'all not listening to how we want the conversation.
Because we got to make a time. We got to schedule. Y'all got to schedule.
Exactly. You got to table it and
So,
come back to
if
it
we're-
later.
If we're telling you, if you're telling me there's a problem, right?
Mhm.
If you're telling me there's a problem, and you want to know how to fix it, and then I'm telling you ways to fix it, and every time I tell you the way to fix it, you automatically block, then you don't want the problem fixed.
That's not effective
Well,
communication.
okay, but there's the vice versa.
It's still not effective communication.
Wait a minute. Let me go back because I'm trying to hear.
Let's go back. Don't do no vice versa. You answer that. You stand on that. I need for you to stand on that.
Go.
What was the question?
Oh, not in confused. Oh, let's see.
That's what I was going to ask. Say that again.
As women, you give your issues and problems. As the male species that you are having these problems with, they tell you a way to fix that problem, or better go about communicating that problem, and automatically you put your defenses up, and you don't want to go further to even fix it.
No, women go out their way.
You don't have to
Exactly.
take the man's option. Yeah, you probably go out your way, but you go out your way. You want to go out a man's way to say, hey, I'm telling you the solution. No, I'm going to go out my way to find a solution.
No, I'm saying we go out our way to say.
And we do go out of our way and go run straight to whatever the issue is and try to fix it. Nobody wants their man unhappy.
But in one moment, you all said that, okay, if the man says, let's take time to do it this way, you immediately says, why does it have to take time? But he's already, this is what I meant by didn't say anything, because he says something and then you immediately don't go with what's said. So like even in tonight's conversation, we're saying, hey, you brought me an issue. You all want it fixed right now. Carl says, all right, let's give it some time. You all immediately shot down the idea of giving it some time. Like y'all are breathing even right now when I say give it some time. So if a man then says, give it some time, and the response is that, now he's not going to say it again, because he said, give it some time, and you had a problem giving it some time. But it's not that it wasn't said. It's the fact that you guys did not process what was said. And so he's not going to keep going.
Why does there need to be time?
But do you listen? Are you listening to what why does it matter? If he says it, why are you asking why? You're asking for communication. He's communicating with you time.
I got to wait to communicate with you.
Exactly.
Okay. So
That's cutting the communication off.
let's do an example. Let's do an example of a whatever. And don't make it like us. Let's just make it a general one. So give a general. I'm saying give an example. Whatever thing that a guy could have that y'all want resolved.
Just give an example of something where a woman feels emotionally neglected.
Whatever.
And she's speaking to him about that, and then he doesn't move on that. Is that what you're saying? Give the example for?
Sure.
But don't be sarcastic.
Right.
I don't mean to be sarcastic. I'm just
Okay, so
even right now I'm saying give me the example. They're not giving me an example.
So what if your woman come to you and be like, honey, we haven't been on a date in a while.
Okay.
You don't take me out.
Okay, that's a very valid one. So no quality time is being spent, right?
Mm-hmm.
And let's just say that you say that in a moment that is difficult for him to process. I'm just again we're just trying to role play it. He just got off the phone, has some bad news, and then you bring him that, right? I'm just y'all relax. Okay, so you want to spend more time. So he says, all right, baby, give me some time to think. Let me look at the calendar so I can make sure I set aside some time for us to spend time together. What's wrong with doing it that way?
Nothing, because he just told me he's going to set aside some time to look at the calendar and make time with me.
Okay. So now I gave it to you specifically that way without a date, because now what will happen is as the time goes, yes, then
You're going to be asking, okay, how much time should pass?
Go by, and I ain't been on no date.
Well, okay, so now this is where, again, you told him that was effective. He gave you an answer. It was effective, right? So now we're in this waiting period. Is there an effective way to follow up now, right? I know we said we were going to be on the calendar. Could we lovingly say, how can we lovingly follow up? Because it's how can we lovingly follow up? Y'all had an unmet need. He said what he would do, but he has not yet done it. What's a loving way to follow up?
A loving way.
Well, first of all, for me, because y'all know I'm different. Y'all know that about me.
Come on.
So if I'm to go and say, you know what, because we haven't been on a date in a while. We haven't had one-on-one time in a while. What I would like to hear is instead of say, well, let me think about that and get back to you. Is there something specific that you want to do? That's what I would want to hear. And then I can say, oh, well, I can. Because here's the thing, sometimes with men, not all men, but sometimes men are horrible planners. So if you say, is there something specific that you want to do? Or would you like me to plan something? Do you want to do something this weekend? Give me options.
But did you see how you said that though?
What?
You could actually say, baby, what I'd like to hear you say. Now say it
Yes.
again. Come on. Baby, what I'd like to hear you say.
What I need from you
Right.
is to not shut me down and say, oh, well, let me ponder on that. Let me think about
Right.
that. Is there something specific? Oh, you know what? You're right. Maybe we haven't been on a date. I can see where that could be an issue for you. Is there something specific you want to do?
Okay. So
Is there something that you want me, or is this something that you want me to come up with? Do you want to do something this tomorrow? Do you want to do something this weekend?
see, those are all great examples.
Mhm.
That's good
Mhm.
communication.
Mhm.
You've been watching Candy Connection episodes. I can tell. She's growing in 2026. We're at let me see. We're at comment time, guys. Do we have
We got any comments?
No, Riverside went off.
I go, yeah, no.
Definitely, if you're watching this video, put your comments in the comment line and let us know what your thoughts are.
Okay, so,
I want to go back to this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do we have to schedule an appointment to talk to
I
our
would love to
spouse?
know.
What you want to know, why you want your relationship fixed?
Why
So
does
why
it,
we gotta schedule an appointment?
why does it take you guys so long to process?
Because we're men. I told you at the beginning. We're simple. We need time to process.
You need time to process. I need
Give us the
time.
time to process.
How
Letting you
hard
know.
is it to process?
Thank
Baby,
you,
you not
Janelle.
spending
'Cause
enough
I'm
time.
thinking I'm the only one. Like I hear that all the time. Well, let me process that. Like
Yeah.
for what?
It's very
Thank
hard.
you,
How
Janelle.
hard is it? If y'all
Okay,
can be
we
logical,
crazy.
like y'all logical, right? Why is it hard to
Hello.
process?
Because impulse, then we get the situations we end up in
Just by us saying,
that you don't want us to be in.
baby, you not spending enough time with me.
You got to process.
Yeah, you
something.
got to process that.
well,
See,
that
I
one was
sat
easy.
quiet for a moment for a reason because I can go deep into that, but it's
Okay.
a lot of different scenarios. Because we talked about this before. I mean, what is he doing that he's spending enough that he's not able to spend time with you guys, with the woman that of course he loves and he wants to be with? Because a man do want to spend some time, so he's probably taking care of yourself
Stuff.
I mean, a real man's working and doing this, and he's gonna find time, yes.
But if we happen to ask, that means he's not spending it.
And again, but then what's the reason why? What is the reason why? And I mean, if he's working, yeah. But if he's not working, and if he got a lot of time, he probably trying to get away from you.
It's
Kinda like,
awful.
what's the? I mean, that's why I was quiet. First of all, a lot of things running through my mind. Why is he not want to spend time with the woman?
But I just don't understand why it take y'all so long to process simple little things.
Yeah.
I don't know about simple and little. I mean, the way that you guys described it sound like they weren't simple and little things.
Time is simple.
It's never simple, little with
Well,
women.
I'm saying the topic. If it requires
Now
time,
that's your opinion.
That's my fact.
Well, are y'all going to answer her question tonight?
what's the question?
Why does it take you so long to process? Other than because we're a man. Like,
So those answers
that-
are not good.
No.
no.
You want an immediate answer?
Yeah.
Can I wait to get it back to
The
you?
connections at 7 a.m.
No, we want it now.
I mean, it sounds like time needs to be taken because it's a critical. I mean, if it's something critical, if it's critical, you want a rushed answer. Would women want a rushed answer for something that's critical?
Well, if it's critical, then there's a conversation to be had. But if it's something simple, this is what we're talking about. If it's something simple, why does the time has to be processed? Why you just can't talk about it there?
And sometimes even in critical situations, when you start communicating and the both of you are talking and the both of you are contributing to a conversation, then you can get to the bottom of whatever the issue is in that moment when you're both communicating instead of just immediately no, let me process it. Let me get back with you in 61 days. Like, what?
So I do want to say this. And I heard Billy earlier, and we talked about effective communication. In effective communication, somebody got to shut up at some point. The man got to shut up. The woman got to shut up at some point and listen.
Which
I agree.
we do that. We give you the floor, like, okay, here's my immediate need. I'm shutting up, but then instead of you
You got to
trying to,
process it.
you got to process it. Now we're both quiet.
And then you're silent and don't say nothing.
Exactly.
Because we're not. I'm listening to explain, not just to respond. I want to give you my thoughtful answer, especially if I'm gonna get in trouble. I
Oh
wanna
my
make sure-
God.
So that's what it is.
I want to
He
make
want to
sure.
practice what he gonna say to process
Do y'all
what you want to
process
say.
conversation with your boys?
Uh-oh.
As
You
far as-
process conversation with the barber?
As far as just
Like when you and your boys have a conversation and he's coming to you with something, do you have to process that?
You have to get back with him?
Well, 9 times out of 9, the barber is not bringing a conflictual statement. So that's different.
How is that conflict?
Well, okay. So when you say I'm not getting enough time, that means that there's a conflict in the time that you're getting. So that brings conflict versus a conversation with a barber.
Say
How
that
does
brings
that do that?
awareness.
Because-
Brings awareness.
Because it is awareness, but the word not has negative energy to it.
No, but I like that. I like that.
Is it a thing of where people don't want to hear what they're not doing?
That could possibly be it for the person who's not mature. But the person who is mature, they do want to hear. And so I think what we have, in the same way that you all say, what kind of women you've been dealing with, they're different type of men as well. So when you say that you want to, if you have an issue, a man who cares is going to take time because he cares enough to give you the best option and answer possible. Now, when y'all like, why does it take you so much time? It sounds like y'all may have known or heard somebody that did know men who know women that we know. That's all I'm saying. This is a different type of person. So if a person gives you, I need time, but they're not without follow-up, then that might not be the same type of man that we're talking about. We're talking about men that we want to take time because we care enough to say, man, baby says such and such. Let me sort out this conflict so that it is not continuously a thing in the future. So let me try to figure out what the best answer is versus the guy that's like, I need some time, and who has no intention of doing so. So there's just two different types in the same way.
I want to touch back on what Gaynell said
Sure.
because I need an answer to that. Your
Yeah.
friend comes around and he says, you know what, I got XYZ issue. Do you
Say-
say, well, let me process that? Or do you and him talk about it?
Depends on what he's saying. Is it if he's got an issue, that's not the issue with me. You see the difference?
Oh, so it's
probably with-
avoidance.
It's probably
So
with
it's
his wo-
avoidance.
It's probably with his woman, and he didn't answer the question with his woman, so he paused and he needed help. And he asked his friend. So his friend paused, and his friend probably gonna ask his friend. That's the process. We in this together, fellas.
That's the 2 months.
Right.
The 2 months because it's got to get through
Yeah, the chain.
everybody.
You gotta work the
Okay.
chain.
He's taking an extended route.
Mm.
So again, the conflict isn't with him though. That's the difference.
So, okay.
The potential conflict. And go with what you said. Could it be an attack of ego? I mean, could it be some defensiveness?
Accountability.
Avoidance.
You're right.
I won't say avoidance, but a person could be defensive. Anytime you ask a person why, like psychology says that's you put people on the defense.
But you don't even have to say why. Just can we talk? Push you onto the defense. Just saying, coming up and say, can we have a conversation?
Your story, your love, your tea. The signature Candid Connections tea is available now. Effortless style that speaks without saying too much. Grab your tea today. Candid Connections.
Can we talk? You're automatically on the defense.
Mhm.
Well, if you say, can we talk? That sounds like it's getting ready to be a bunch of why questions.
Not necessarily. We could be like, can we talk? And we just talk and have
I
fun.
mean,
I could just
listen,
say some good news.
If men truly act like that, it might be considered post-traumatic stress.
Oh, so you're bringing your last
Not me, but I'm saying a
of the
person
men.
could be
Okay. It's
absolutely.
bringing their last relationship
For
into
sure.
this relationship. So
Yeah.
I may be, so with me saying, can we talk? Meaning, let's plan a vacation. You automatically saying, oh, hold on, let me process it.
Yeah.
You don't even know what I'm getting ready to say.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
talk.
I mean, that was the topic tonight, right? We talked about neglect, right?
Mhm.
It's a neglect and emotional baggage.
Okay.
That's possible.
Okay. So I just get nailed to the cross for what the last chick did. Got it.
You don't need to be nailed to the cross in the same way that guys don't need to be nailed to the cross, but it's not outside of the realm of possibility, is what we're saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Person cheating, good stuff.
Effective communication fixes that though, with time.
What'd you say? Sure.
66 days.
Oh, we didn't add it a few. Right.
I'm just saying, it actually says
A
66.
little extra days now. Well, okay. Well, let's do our final thoughts. So I want to start with Carl.
Wow.
Yes, she does.
What was your final thought?
She tried to start with me to get her stuff off last. Just what's the topic?
Emotional
Is
neglect.
emotional neglect worse than cheating?
Definitely. I just think emotional neglect is definitely worse for cheating, especially for women. The double standard is that women are supposed to provide that for their man and only their man. So that's my thought.
Can you?
I definitely think emotional neglect is worse than cheating because it's just the more emotional aspect of it. Like you don't want to be in a relationship and feel alone. So I would say you got to be intentional. If someone's coming to you, if your partner's coming to you with an issue, be mindful and be intentional of how to fix the problem.
So yeah, I agree with everybody tonight. I think that emotional neglect is chronic, where cheating is acute, and so it takes longer to get over emotional neglect, especially when people have to, table it and wait. Final thought.
So I'm going to say, actually, I agree also that emotional neglect is worse than cheating. I also want to put out there that communication is everything. To avoid any emotional neglect, it starts with communication.
And one more thing, real therapy. Like, go actually get real therapy. When there's issues in relationships, go seek out therapy. Like, please don't listen to us. Go seek out therapy, like
100%.
real therapy.
Billy, what's your fun thoughts?
So listen, this might be the first episode, Carl. I have a consensus 5 out of 5 that we all agree that naturally neglect and emotional pain is much more a problem than cheating. So my final thought is this. I was watching an interview recently and this lady said that if a person wants to understand you, it doesn't matter how you say it. And if a person doesn't want to understand you, it doesn't matter how you say it. So basically, what the lady was saying was if a person wants to understand you, the delivery almost doesn't matter. But if a person doesn't want to understand you, no matter how perfect the words are said in that conversation, they're still not going to understand you. So that's when I realized that not every misunderstanding is a communication issue. Some are a emotionally readiness issue. You see, emotionally immature people don't care or don't want to be in conversations to be understood. They enter to escape discomfort. So instead of listening, they defend. Instead of curiosity, they reach for blame. And instead of asking, why do I feel this way? They ask, how do I get myself out of this uncomfortable conversation? And when that happens, something dangerous occurs. They turn your clarity into your crime. Here's a perspective that freedom can help. You see, you cannot explain color to someone that refuses to open their eyes, not because you're not clear, but because they already have decided not to see. Some people listen through the filter of offense or their historical experiences. They hear tone instead of truth. They assume intention instead of asking questions. And they just justify it by saying, I don't feel safe, when the truth is, they don't feel responsible. So you're left confused. Now you have to rewrite your sentences, shrink your words into thinking maybe I don't make sense, but here's the truth that changes everything. You cannot make someone understand the message that they are not emotionally ready to receive. So understanding requires vulnerability. Vulnerability requires maturity. So the question isn't, how do I say this better? It is this person capable of hearing me without protecting their ego? And once you understand that, you stop chasing clarity from people who benefit from confusion. And better yet, you realize that it doesn't make you bitter. It only makes you better. That's my final thought for today.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in to Candid Connections, and make sure y'all follow our Facebook and Instagram page at Candid Connections. Be sure to follow and subscribe our YouTube page. Also, remember, you deserve the kind of love that you give. Bye, y'all.
Bye.